Good evening and welcome. This is 5 Live on India Today. I am Ankit Tyagi. Let's just take you through to our top focus on 5 Live today. Well, the top focus here, in fact, all right, there seems to be some, there it goes. The top focus for 5 Live today is, of course, whenever he speaks, BJP's confusion over Thalaiva, Rajinikanth joining politics. There have been a lot of talks about when is he going to take the plunge, but Subramaniam Swamy and the state unit of the BJP already on the loggerheads about the confusion on Rajinikanth's entry. We'll get you that story. Superstar Rajinikanth is eyeing on a successful political career and the political parties are trying to woo him. But it seems the BJP is divided over Rajinikanth's wish to join politics. Take a look at this confusion within the BJP.
He's going to be a sincere and a dedicated politician.
Baba counting start.
Baba counting start.
A blockbuster star makes a blockbuster announcement.
Celebrate. ஆதாயத்துக்காக நான் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்க கிட்ட வந்து சொல்றது அதுக்காக நான் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு எலெக்ஷன் வரும்போதும் என்னுடைய ஆதரவு யாருக்கும் இல்ல அப்படிங்கற சூழ்நிலைக்கு நான் தள்ளப்படுறேன்.
As Thalaiva prepares for a new, suitors are already out to woo him. Muralidhar Rao is in charge of the BJP in Tamil Nadu. Listen into his generous appreciation of Rajini's new avatar.
He is very popular and he is seen as a good hero and a good actor, and his credibility is not doubted.
But the Tamil superstar has his own critics.
Do you believe he can do an MGR? Can he fill the void left by Jayalalitha's untimely demise?
Well, first of all, I don't know about his huge fan following because his last film was a flop. And if it had a huge following, a fan following, they should have made a profit in that film. So these are all what is called as media hypes, and we can't go by that. And I'm also a little surprised that we should be worried about what hints he is dropping. Why can't he say yes or no?
Rajya Sabha MP Subramanian Swamy thinks he is unfit as a politician. But Tamil Nadu's pro-Hindu group, Hindu Makkal Katchi, has defended the star stoutly.
Dr. Subramanian Swamy avargal Rajinikanth அரசியலுக்கு வரலாம் வரக்கூடாது அல்லது அரசியல் ரீதியான விமர்சனங்கள் எது வேணா வைக்கலாம். டாக்டர் சுப்ரமணிய சாமி ஏற்கனவே உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், அவர் blackmail politicsக்கு பேர் போனவர். டாக்டர் சுப்ரமணிய சாமி இப்ப என்ன சொல்லிருக்காருன்னா ரஜினிகாந்த் வந்து நிதி மோசடியில ஈடுபட்டிருக்கார், அதுக்கான ஆதாரங்கள் எங்கிட்ட இருக்குங்கறார்.
Meantime, Thalaiva's daughter spoke to India Today on her father's next possible move.
Whatever decision dad makes, family will support, but what he has to say, he'll say himself. So I don't really want to comment about political entry now.
Looks like Thalaiva is set to take Tamil politics by storm. It's just a matter of time. With Rohini Swamy, Pramod Madhav and Pia Hingorani, Bureau Report, India Today.
So the BJP is in confusion. There are Subramanian Swamy, MP Subramanian Swamy, who is absolutely against Rajinikanth, and of course the state unit of the BJP is very excited. So joining me on 5 Live to in fact discuss this topic, this whole quandary around Rajinikanth more, is Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of the BJP. We are also being joined by K.C. Palaniswamy, leader AIDMK, and Srinivasan, member of the Rajinikanth fan club. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us here on 5 Live on India Today. Let me start, with you, Mr. Tirupati. What is the confusion? Subramaniam Swamy says he has proof against Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth doesn't have the same sort of a liking. It's only a media hype. On the other hand, we see a very anxious BJP state unit not only welcoming but also waiting for Rajinikanth to join the politics. Is the party not on the same line?
No, there is no confusion at all in our party. The confusion is there in the minds of, media, because Mr. Subramanian Swamy, right from the day one, is saying that as far as Mr. Rajinikanth's issue is concerned, it is his personal view and not the party's line. And he had also made it very clear that the party line, if the party decides to back Mr. Rajinikanth or something like that, then he will have to, take back his stand and he will remain silent. That is what he has clearly said. And we have been right from the day one saying that Everybody has got the right to enter politics, particularly a good human being.
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here, but in just a few days back, in a conversation with managing editor Rahul Kamal, Subramaniam Swamy said Rajinikanth is a crook. He is like other Delhi walas. No. He also tweeted and said that Rajinikanth has also, done a lot of, he has a lot of wrongdoings and so forth. He also said that he would not want Rajinikanth to join the BJP. You are saying there is no confusion?
See, Tyagi, again I am telling you, the same Subramanian Swamy has made it very, very clear that it is not the party's stand. And I am the official spokesperson of the party. Mr. Muralidhar Rao is the in charge of Tamil Nadu, is the All India General Secretary. He had also made it very, very clear.
Okay.
And Mr. Swamy, even I had been there with a debate, including Subramanian Swamy when he was there in the debate also. In fact, I have told him he is a very good, one of the very good.
Sir, let me refresh. Let me just refresh your memory once again. Let me just play out that sequence with Rahul Kamal, that Subramaniam Swamy interview, in which Subramaniam Swamy is staunchly against Rajinikanth. Listen it.
You believe he can do an MGR? Can he fill the void left by Jayalalitha's untimely demise?
Well, first of all, I don't know about his huge fan following because his last film was a flop. And if it had a huge fan following, they should have made a profit in that film. So these are all what is called as media hypes, and we can't go by that. And I'm also a little surprised that we should be worried about what hints he is dropping. Why can't he say yes or no?
Not very kind words there from Mr. Swamy. Let me just quickly get in. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, sir. Let me just quickly get in, Mr. Palaniswamy. This time, a lot of people have been saying that it's a ripe time for Rajinikanth's political entry in Tamil Nadu. After the demise of the former Chief Minister J.J. Lalitha, there seems to be a complete void as far as AIDMK is concerned. DMK still seems to be, just trying to get their house in order. It seems Karunanidhi is going to retire soon. Rajinikanth has a huge fan following. If MGR can turn the politics around in Tamil Nadu, why can't Rajinikanth?
Yeah, you can't compare Rajinikanth with MGR. MGR was with DMK for many years, and it is Mr. MGR who promoted DMK, brought DMK into power. Then in 72, he came and he started his own party, which has seen a lot of success in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Similarly, Madam Jayalalitha also, she joined with AIDMK in 82, groomed by late MGR. Then in 89, she became the chief of the party.
Yes.
So like that, Mr. Rajinikanth doesn't join with any of the party, and he so far has not involved in any of the political process in Tamil Nadu. And also so far he has not made things clear whether he wants to enter politics or not.
Well, signs are almost clear. I mean, that's what the reading is.
No,
Let me quickly.
I have seen much more like this in 97. In 97,
yes,
there were huge hype. Probably that was the time, had he come in, he would have been succeeded. Because that time his age was around 47,
Let me just take that to Mr. Srinivasan. Mr. Srinivasan, the critiques, of course, would be saying that Rajinikanth has no prior political experience. It's not that, they're the fans of Rajinikanth going out for his movie and buying tickets early in the morning is a different ball game than people going out and voting for a name to run the politics of that state.
I mean, people are behind Mr. Rajinikanth. I mean, before I can start the debate, I like to say one quick thing. BJP used to be called as a party of the difference. Now it's only party of only differences. Because first, they have to sort out the difference between themselves. Because TN unit is saying Thalaiva should come into politics. Swamy, the great Swamy, is saying he should not come into politics. And that is not fair at all. Because Mr. Swamy is using all unparliamentary words saying Thalaiva is not educated. We don't want a writer to be the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. We want a guy who can read the public sentiment, who want to deliver it. That is Mr. Rajinikanth. And coming into point regarding the experience, Thalaiva is always into politics. I mean, last 20 years, politics is chasing Thalaiva. That's a clear indication. Because experience is secondary. Because when you have a strong core team with Thalaiva, that is enough. That is what when NTR took over as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, it was just 3 months to become Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. But as long as you have a good core team with you, you have the right, bureaucrats, that is enough.
Okay.
You take the current Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. You take current Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. They have a strong Chief Minister, so-called Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Today also there's a debate between both the teams. One team is saying we're not going to merge at all. This is the confusion. Today being the
there is of course
India,
and there is this confusion, and that is why a lot of people are in fact anxiously waiting for that decision of Rajinikanth. Let me just quickly go back to Mr. Tirupati on that. You heard Mr. Srinivasan from the Rajinikanth fan club. They also believe that there is confusion. They also believe the kind of words that are being used are not kind. Mr. Gurumurthy just in a short while back in an interview from the RSS had said that Thalaiva is not going to join the BJP. He is going to make his own outfit. Does it benefit the BJP?
See, we have been very clearly saying right from the day one, it is not only Mr. Muralidhar Rao, our Mr. Nitin Gadkari, our All India President Mr. Amit Shah, all have made very clear statements regarding the entry of Mr. Rajinikanth into politics. If he wants to enter politics and come to BJP, he is welcome. That is what we have said. Nobody can deny anybody or nobody can stop anybody from entering politics irrespective of their age. So Mr. Rajinikanth is a nice person. There is no problem at all. There are no differences on that. Mr. Subramaniam Swamy's views are, it is his personal view. He himself has said that. Even if we don't say that, he himself had very clearly said, because you people go there, you go ask him, he is airing his own view. It is his personal view. It is not of BJP's view. He has made it very clear. So I don't think we have to deny and ignore Mr. Subramaniam Swamy's.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I would have loved to continue this debate. We are getting a breaking news that I will have to go on to very quickly. But of course, this topic, this entire hype around Rajinikanth, the interest around Rajinikanth remains. So I would have liked to get a word in from Srikanth, but we have to slip into this breaking news that is coming in. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Well, breaking news coming in on the bulletin as of now. This is, in fact, an undated video of the India-China troops face-off. The Chinese patrol violates the line of actual control. Indian troops push back Chinese troops. This is neither Indian nor Chinese troop carry weapons. In fact, the Indian troops prevented the Chinese troops from violating the LAC. So it's a absolute physical man-on-man, one-on-one situation that you are seeing here on your screens. These are Indian and Chinese troops. Those who are, look at this. Look at this. One Indian soldier and there are two Chinese soldiers with a video camera as well. They're being pushed by the Indian soldiers there. You can very clearly see those Indian soldiers there, a Sikh gentleman as well, along with the others. And an extremely physical situation there. We can't see the weapons, but yes, one-on-one, one man on man-to-man situation there, in which each man is being pushed back from what India believes is is our area. In fact, this was a Chinese patrol. We yet do not know the date of this video. Executive Editor Gaurav Samant now joining me on the broadcast for more on this. Gaurav, although we don't see any weapons, but the tension there at the LAC is very apparent. There are Indian and Chinese soldiers, man on man, a physical, in fact, this whole display where Indian soldiers are pushing back Chinese soldiers. Do we know where it happened and when did it happen?
A very aggressive display, yet with tremendous restraint by the Indian Army soldiers. Man on man, not intimidated. In fact, very emphatically pushing back the Chinese as they violate, as they transgress the line of actual control. So this is an undated video. The location is not yet clear. It's circulating on the military, network to a very large extent with several veterans and soldiers where it's been accessed by India today. In this video, it's very clear. The India-China situation along the line of control. India has one perception of where the border is. China has another perception of where the border is. The Chinese troops come up to their perception line. Indian troops go up to their perception line. And when they meet, and this is where the Chinese soldiers came in vehicles, when they came up to a point that India said, no, this is our territory. As per this 1996 Peace and Tranquility Agreement, both sides do not carry weapons. So it's literally forming a human chain and pushing the Chinese back. That's the standard operating procedure, and that drill was followed to the T here.
You know, let's just once again take our viewers through this video. You can see how it's just man-to-man, chest-to-chest sort of a situation with the Indian and the Chinese soldiers. You can see this Indian soldier, he's tackling two of these Chinese soldiers on one side. There is a Chinese videographer as well who is capturing this entire event. Gaurav, this is not the first time a video like this has surfaced. In fact, there have been many such videos, many such instances of this confusion at the LAC, which has resulted in this sort of a tension there. Do we actually know what happened post this? I mean, and how are these issues then resolved?
So what we do know is every time that there is an incident like this, and you're spot on, this happens quite frequently. Every time it happens, there is a border meeting which is held at the level of the border commanders, and the issue is resolved. Should the matter not be resolved at the level of the border commanders, then it's escalated to the next level and then the next level. But all matters military are addressed by the militaries of the two countries and in an environment which is free from tension. So something that government of India and governments of China have repeatedly said, that from 1996 onwards till date, not a single bullet has flown across the line of actual control between the two countries. But that does not mean that the tension is down. That does not mean that China does not try to push the envelope, and in some cases what is called as salami slicing, inch by inch, try and move forward and claim more territory each time.
Yes.
But this also goes on to show, and this I've got from commanding officers on ground, both in Ladakh and in Arunachal Pradesh, that they don't get intimidated by the Chinese. You know, there was a perception post 1962, but now with education levels being much higher, what India did to China in 1967, then again in 1987, and even now, there's a much more aggressive posture that our troops also adopt, again without weapons, again politely but firmly telling the Chinese to back off.
This is how difficult it is. People should see this and understand how difficult it is to at the border to guard every inch of the Indian territory there. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining us with all those details in this exclusive video that we are putting out on India Today. All right, we are slipping into a very short break at this moment. News and updates. We have much more lined up for you on the other side of 5 Live. Come back.
Nice house, Kumar.
So nice.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ये रसगुल्ले इतना मत खा, नहीं तो मेरे जैसा फुटबॉल बन जाएगा।
मम्मी फुटबॉल बुला रहा है।
जिन दागों को आप नजरअंदाज करते हैं, दूसरों को सबसे पहले वही नजर आते हैं। इसलिए बर्जर इजी क्लीन पेंट विद क्रॉस लिंकिंग पॉलीमर। नो दाग, नो धब्बा, ओनली ब्यूटीफुल वॉल्स। बर्जर इजी क्लीन पेंट।
हर यात्री अलग होता है और हर यात्री के लिए है यात्रा। फ्लाइट्स, होटल्स, होम स्टेज, हॉलिडेज, कैब्स, बसेस एंड ट्रेन्स, सबके लिए यात्रा.com, इंडिया का ट्रैवल प्लानर।
ये 3 रंग सिर्फ रंग नहीं, एक पहचान है जो हमें एक सूत्र में बांधते हैं। ये गीत सिर्फ गीत नहीं, एक जज्बा है जो हम सबको एक सूत्र में बांधता है। जीएसटी, ये टैक्स सिर्फ टैक्स नहीं, एक
Fast-paced bulletin here on 5 Live on India Today. Breaking news coming in from Thrissur. In fact, protest after non-vegetarian food was served to the participants of Right to Food Freedom program in Mysuru Kala Mandir. The program was organized by Charwakar Social and Cultural Trust. Non-veg food including beef and chicken, apart from vegetarian dishes, was also served. The protesters came, and then of course there were ugly scenes of protest there. These protesters belong from the Mysuru Kannada Vedike. You can see these visuals of these protesters with a saffron cloth around their neck, a saffron band there, and they protested to this festival, which was in fact conducted at Mysuru's Kala Mandir. Beef is the contentious dish that was served here. There have been, of course, a lot of protests, in fact lynching in the country, even on rumor of beef. Just a few days back in Ballabgarh, just about a few kilometers from the national capital, a young boy was stabbed to death over an altercation in which beef was invoked as well. Pakistan's relentless, it has been a provocative Eid in the valley. First, stone pelters take to the streets attacking CRPF men in Anantnag. Next, Jamaat-ul Dawa leaders caught on camera praising and praying for the Lashkar terrorists who attacked a CRPF party in Srinagar. Hizbul Mujahideen chief Salahuddin calls for a week-long eulogy event for slain Hizbul commander Burhan Wani. And finally, Pakistan forces chief visit to the LC for Eid. Provocation yet again. Pakistan is ready for any provocation from India. Once again, is Pakistan sponsoring? Well, let me take out the is of this question. Pakistan is sponsoring unholy Eid. As people across the Jammu and Kashmir celebrate the holy festival of Eid, stone pelters in the valley hit the streets yet again. In fact, these terror backers attacked security forces, waved Pakistani flags, and in another provocation raised protests and posters supporting and praising terrorists like Burhan Wani, Zakir Musa, and 2611 mastermind Hafiz Muhammad Saeed.
Eid, a festival of peace and brotherhood. A festival that is celebrated with pomp and fervor across the country. But as the nation celebrated Eid ul-Fitr, celebrations across the valley in Jammu and Kashmir were marred by clashes between protesters and security forces in many parts. A CRPF camp in Janglat Mandi area of Anantnag was attacked by stone pelters on Monday morning. 5 police personnel, including 1 officer and 1 civilian, were injured.
ईदगाह मैदान है जहां पर बड़ी तादाद में लोग जुटते हैं ईद की नमाज के लिए, लेकिन जो मिसक्रिएंट और काफ़ी बड़ी तादाद में स्टोन पेल्टर्स थे, उन्होंने नमाज शुरू होने से पहले ही यहां पर प्रोटेस्ट और भयंकर पत्थरबाजी शुरू कर दी, जिसमें कि हमारे ट्रूप्स ने बहुत संयम बरता, काफ़ी देर तक इंतजार किया कि ताकि नमाज पूरी हो जाए, और नमाज पूरी होने दी। उसके बाद ये प्रदर्शन जो था और उग्र हो गया और बहुत ज़बरदस्त पत्थरबाजों द्वारा हमारे जवानों पर की गई, जिसमें हमारे कुछ जवान घायल भी हुए।
But that's not all. In an ultimate provocation, these terror backers organized a march with protesters brandishing posters praising Burhan Wani and 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed. Pakistan's flag and posters supporting terror commander Zakir Musa were raised during the major clashes in Anantnag, Pulwama and Shopian. The valley had remained tense after the death of DSP Ayub Pandit, who was lynched by an angry mob outside Jamia Masjid in Srinagar. Only days after, the police asked its personnel to avoid Eid prayers in public places. The advisory stated that police personnel should only offer prayers in mosques located in district police lines or in protected mosques. These provocations by the so-called protectors of Islam sent ripples of anger across the country.
This is just again a reiteration of what I have been saying for quite some time, that these self-styled protagonists of Kashmir are neither faithful to the people of Kashmir, nor faithful to the cause of freedom that they claim to perpetuate or project, nor even loyal to Islam.
I think it is extremely unfortunate that our enemies across the border are leaving no stone unturned to harm the lives and the happiness of so many people. It just goes to show that these people do not belong to any religion, they don't respect anybody, and these terrorists are another breed apart, and the strictest action should be taken and everybody should boycott them, and I think they are very soon getting ostracized in the entire world.
The opposition had a different opinion. They blamed the government for not being able to win the confidence of the people of Kashmir.
National government, federal government or the state government, they have totally failed to take the people of the state into confidence, and they have also totally miserably failed to instill the confidence of the people of the state. Otherwise, this has never happened in the past.
Even a holy day like Eid couldn't stop these Pak proxies from spewing their venomous religious hate.
Jammu Kashmir Police Sub-Inspector Firoz Ahmed Dar killed. DSP Ayub Pandit lynched by mob. But now there is impact in the valley. The people are finally speaking up against these militants, these terrorists and stone pelters. The report suggests that today, on the day of Eid, the incident of stone pelting reduced by 50%. That's a clear indication that how local support have completely dropped out to these stone pelters. The people of Kashmir are now standing up and speaking against these stone pelters and the anti-nationals. In Srinagar with Tariq Lone, this is Ashutosh for India Today.
Let me go across to Executive Editor Gaurav Sawant, who is with us on this story as well. Gaurav, you know, there are two parts to this problem. A, of course, these separatists, those who are fueling this sort of stone pelting and ensuring that even on a festival like Eid, people do not get a breather. On the other hand, we are still waiting for a decisive action from the state government. What's happening?
You're spot on there. In fact, as you rightly pointed out, it's the people who have now started speaking out against the separatists, against terrorists, against Pakistan and Pakistan's proxies. 3 instances have actually shaken the conscience of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. First was the killing of Lieutenant Umar Fayaz. Second was the brutal killing of the 6 police personnel in South Kashmir, including SHO Firoz Dar, the manner in which terrorists came from 2 sides and shot them in cold blood and then mutilated their faces. And the third was the lynching of Deputy Superintendent of Police, Muhammad Ayub Pandit, somebody who'd gone to pray in the same mosque in downtown Srinagar as some of these perhaps stone pelters or Pakistan's proxies, and while they were praying on a very holy day of Ramzan, he was lynched. Either they suspected his name was Pandit, they mistook him for a Kashmiri Hindu Pandit, or perhaps they thought he's a police officer with a weapon and that is why they killed him. But both go on to show that this is the death of Kashmiriyat and Insaniyat, and as one of the victims' families pointed out, this is Hevaniyat in Kashmir.
Absolutely.
And this is where people in Kashmir have now risen against these elements. Even today, you had Pakistani posters being taken out and Hafiz Saeed's posters and, you know, a rally even in Pakistan for these terrorists and their proxies. But the people in Kashmir actually now want peace. Perhaps this is the time for the Mehbooba Mufti government to take the initiative and the narrative from Pakistan and Pakistan's proxies.
Absolutely. And when, of course, the government is supported by the BJP, the centre, Delhi and Srinagar should be on the very same page in taking a decisive action against, these are no longer stone pelters, these are terrorists, those who have killed a DSP in cold blood. Asutosh is also joining us from in fact, Srinagar. Asutosh, in your report, you were saying that today the incidents of stone pelting have, come down. But the question still is that there are these men, those who go out, try and, engage the security forces. And not only do they make things difficult for the security forces, but they are also hampering celebrations of Eid of the common people.
But Ankit, at the same time, these stone pelters, these anti-nationals are also being exposed in the community, in the people of Jammu and Kashmir, in the Awam, because now what also source was telling us, and although CRPF DIG also told that today after Eid celebration, the morning prayer, the incident and the gravity of these stone pelting was much less than the previous year. So that's where at Gaurav Sawant rightly pointed out that the number of incidents that took place here in Kashmir, be the lynching of DSP or the killing of Firoz Ahmed Dar, or be killing of Fayaz. So now this has shaken the people of Kashmir, and now we're forced to realize. But at the same time, Ankit, do remember that it is India Today who carried out expose on those separatist leader who claimed to be being leader of these Kashmiri people. They stand exposed that how at behest of Pakistan they are fueling this unrest. And
if
now
this is not the time for the state government to take a decisive initiative when the people of Kashmir are also standing in solidarity against these separatists, then there won't be a better time for them to act. Asutosh, thank you so much. Gaurav, I request you to stay on with me. I'm just coming back to you after this story. In fact, India Today has exclusively accessed a video of a gathering at Jamaat-ul Dawa headquarters in Lahore. The video shot yesterday clearly shows JUD leaders praising and praying for Lashkar terrorists who attacked our party in Srinagar and then taking refuge in a school in the region. This is at Panta Chowk, where after 20 hours, these two militants were gunned down by security forces. Right behind the man exalting LET terrorists is Hafiz Saeed's brother-in-law, Abdul Rahman Makki, the man handling JUD in the absence of 2611 mastermind. The video proves beyond doubt Hafiz Saeed is behind terrorism in Kashmir. Most recently, the attack which claimed the life of a CRPF sub-inspector. The fresh proof of terror groups operating freely in Pakistan comes just hours before Prime Minister Modi is expected to raise the issue with United States President Donald Trump.
के गुज़श्ता 24 घंटे से श्रीनगर में मार्का जारी है। लश्कर तैयबा के मुजाहिद मोर्चाबंद होकर इंडियन फौज के खिलाफ ज़बरदस्त मार्का इस वक्त मकबूजा कश्मीर में जारी है। भाइयों ने मोर्चे संभाले हुए हैं और वो पूरी इस्तकामत के साथ, पूरी पाबंदी के साथ ज़ालिम हिंदू फौज के खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं। तो मैं आप भाइयों से ये गुजारिश करता हूँ, इस वक्त अगर हम उनकी और कोई भी मदद नहीं कर सकते तो इस वक्त हमें उनको अपनी दुआओं में ज़रूर याद रखना चाहिए। और नंबर 2 ये है कि कल जब हम ईद मनाएं तो
Let's also listen in to some political reactions we've got on this story.
सर, एक और वीडियो भी वहाँ पे सरफेस हो रहा है, यहाँ पत्थरबाजी हो रही है, वहाँ पे हाफिज सईद का एक रिश्तेदार है मक्खी, वो लाइव कमेंट्री कर रहा है।
अब ये हाफिज सईद की कमेंट्री तो किसी तरह से अलाउ नहीं करनी चाहिए। वो तो
मक्खी,
और वो मक्खी है तो मक्खी को मक्खी तरह से इस जो मक्खी के साथ सलूक किया जाता है।
The Pakistan's hand in perpetuating terrorism on the Indian soil, on exporting terrorism to the Indian soil. But at the same time, I think what we would have to address is the duplicity of some of the Kashmir-based local politicians who tend to run with hare and hunt with hounds.
Pakistan has been isolated in the entire world. It is being looked at as a terrorist country. They have not been able to set their own house in order. I think when earlier it was the military that controlled them, but now it's very clear that terrorists are controlling Pakistan, and it's a very unfortunate state of affairs. I think that days are probably numbered, because once the entire world gets against the kind of terrorism that is being supported and perpetrated through Pakistan, it's not going to be long before these terrorists are going to be brought to book, which they should be, and the earlier the better.
Gaurav Sawant and Hamza Amir, my colleague, is joining me from across the border in Pakistan. Gaurav, before I go to Hamza, coming to you first for a quick comment. It's a complete sham. Whatever Pakistan says that they are trying to control Hafiz Saeed, he has been put under house arrest. It is a complete sham, because his organization freely talks about this jihad in Kashmir. They are supporting these terror groups, collecting funds for them. Till when will we keep seeing this? Why can't the international community, and of course the Prime Minister is meeting Donald Trump today, get something concrete done against these people?
That would be India's effort to ensure that Pakistan takes action against Hafiz Mohammed Saeed, and that Pakistan, it's in Pakistan's national interest to do so. As far as the action, that sham action is concerned so far, it's only because the Financial Action Task Force is breathing down Pakistan's neck. So this sham house arrest. As far as Zakir Rahman Lakwi is concerned, Zarar Shah is concerned, or in this case, Abdul Rahman Makki is concerned, he's openly spewing venom against India at a congregation. And this goes on to show that even though Falai Insaniyat Foundation and Jamaat-ud-Dawa may be banned on paper, on ground they continue to function, and that Lashkar-e-Taiba is just an old name of the same organization, considering these terrorists are so openly talking about Lashkar-e-Taiba operations. So 25th morning the operations are taking place in Kashmir, and 25th afternoon is where this Gaibana Namaz-e-Janaza is being carried out in Lahore.
You know, Hamza, this is the most important point. We cannot have normal relations with Pakistan till the time people like Abdul Rahman Makki and others sitting with him are propagating terrorism in Kashmir, till the time they are asking for support for jihad in Kashmir. Now, when India, of course, President Trump meets Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there are huge expectations that there will be something concrete being said about Pakistan, supported terrorist group and terror emanating from Pakistan. Is the establishment worried about these embarrassing videos and what they could result in this meeting in Washington?
Well, there is concern on what the result is going to be and the outcome of the meetings in Washington. That is for sure. But if you see Jamaat-ud-Dawa and if you see its definition in Pakistan, it is the only voice, as they want to call it, for the rights of Kashmiris and the struggle for Kashmiris. And now today, as you just see this video, the guy is openly saying out loud that Lashkar-e-Taiba's Mujahideen are fighting, and if we cannot help them right now, we can pray for them. That means that in the past there has been support going forward, and in the future there is always a hope that they can always be able to give them further support. Now, Lashkar-e-Taiba is the banned outfit in Pakistan. Jamaat-ud-Dawa is not one of the banned outfit. It is on terror watch list. So this is a big difference. In Pakistan, it really does not too much. It's not very, very concerning coming from Jamaat-ud-Dawa itself, because we see them say these things open in open air or in major cities, in open things in Pakistan, and that is not even taken into consideration in Pakistan, unfortunately. But yes, concerns in Washington meeting are there in Pakistan.
Well, now hoping that these concerns, Pakistan's, of course, worst nightmare do come true, and there is some sort of a decisive plan of action put in place. India's concerns addressed there with that meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump. We are slipping. It's less than a week before the GST is rolled out, and I know all of you are anxious about it. India Today has decided to simplify the jargon for you. Special correspondent Devina Gupta breaks down the details about what happens when GST kicks in and how your grocery bills will be affected by it.
The countdown to GST has begun, and so I'm out with my shopping basket here in Indirapuram in this departmental store of AB Marsh, and we're trying to figure out what goes expensive, what goes cheaper in this shopping basket. With me is Priyajit Ghosh, who's partner indirect tax with KPMG India. Priyajit, thanks for taking out time for our little shopping here.
Yeah, even I'm excited about it. Let's see what we have.
Usually I do this shopping alone, but for soaps, if I have to buy a soap, now, after GST, before GST, what is the impact on soaps?
So good news on soap, because soap is getting at 18%. Today you're paying almost 23-24% of tax, so possibly good news on GST.
Let's see if the shampoos get cheaper or more expensive. What happens to the shampoos?
The shampoo is getting marginally expensive, almost about 2 to 3% expensive.
Now, if we talk about oil right now, Priyajit, what happens to oil? 5%?
Yes, 5%. And the government has made a little concession on this. And this is going to be cheaper. And this is something that we'll all consume more than what you've got right now. So this is a good news, and then possibly lighter on your pocket.
Okay, lighter on my pocket, heavier on the basket. No worries there. I'm happy at least something is cheaper for daily use. And rice? What about rice?
Yes, so rice, the branded ones gets expensive a little bit, 5%. We don't have tax today. But it's not going to be expensive by 5% because there'll be some input tax credit. So expect about 2% rise in the price.
2% rise on rice?
Yes, 2% rise.
And atta I can see here, but here is the catch. It's an unbranded atta. And we do know that cereals and wheat has been exempted from GST. So good news here?
Yes, again good news, no impact on the atta. You pay as much as you're paying before GST.
All right, my monthly shopping, it seems, is getting done right away with this show as well. All right, pulses. If you want to have pulses, source of protein, is the government willing to give us some relief on this one?
Yes, so pulses are again exempt because this is an item of mass consumption, and this is where the expensive product are subsidizing the product of the masses. So good news on pulses as well.
Okay, good news on pulses. There we go. But one thing I can't live and start my morning without is tea. Now, where is tea here? Let's see. Tea is somewhere here. Yes. So what happens to tea? If I want to buy tea, what happens?
So we all live on tea, and this is getting at 5%, which is going to be cheaper than what we are paying today. So good news, as you get up, have a cup of tea, and that's good news.
Okay, if you're a coffee person, what happens in the morning? Is it you'll be getting up with paying more for each cup of coffee every morning if I want to have coffee?
Precisely. So this is getting at 28%, and this is a little expensive than all the other products that we've spoken so far.
Okay, I might as well buy coffee right now then. Makes more sense. Okay, and I must admit I'm not much of a cook, very lazy. So if I want to make cup of noodles. Now, cup of noodles, if I want to make, how much do I pay for this pack of noodles?
18% again. Yeah, 18% again, slightly expensive. And the money is going to go into the other product that we're going to kind of look forward
So it doesn't pay to be lazy. That's the takeaway from here. So what happens with cold drink then? Because it's literally under a sin tax category. Not only the GST tax, but there's also a cess that's been put on cold drinks.
Yes, so cold drinks are taxed at different rates by different state governments. All over India, it's going to be expensive.
Expensive. So clearly, not part of my GST, right? These two. I'm not buying them. So it's going to take some time before the eventual smoothening. But one nation, one tax, definitely a major tax reform from the Modi government. Priyajit, let's get this cash. And thanks for watching, because this is the GST basket. I hope now you know what's expensive, what's cheaper post GST.
Well, Salman Khan's tube light is not as a bigger hit on this Eid as possibly he would have expected. But Shah Rukh Khan was at his house and of course was greeting people on the occasion of Eid. Happy to all of you. We'll leave you with these visuals.